Hello and welcome back to Redlegs Drinks. I'm Redlegs, in case you've forgotten. I don't know why you would have, but anyway, you may have noticed that I'm no longer down in the hole, that I'm actually outside and getting some fresh air for a change. Well, there's a reason for that. You may remember that we do fight a scourge that happens to a lot of pirates and seafaring individuals, and that is scurvy. That's right, we're a very anti-scurvy. We've got our limes and our fruit juices and all those fun stuffs. But when you've been down in the hole all winter long, there's something else that could be bothering you. And that is rickets. That's right, if you're out in the sun, you'll lose all your vitamin D. So you've got to get out in the sun and get some of that. So that's why I'm out here on the deck, and I've decided to make one of my favorite summertime drinks. And that is a Mai Tai, because one of the reasons it's got lots and lots of rum in it. So who doesn't like that, right? Exactly. I'm going to be making rum in a couple of different ways, or Mai Tais in a couple of different ways. One is for those who are all by themselves, don't really have any friends around. Nobody really likes them. No, Captain, I'm not talking about you. I am talking about him. But maybe you just want one for yourself. It's evening time. You say, I really want a Mai Tai. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to make a picture of Mai Tais. In case you're outside a barbecue or whatever, and it's like a lot of people over and you don't want to be behind the bar the whole time. You want to get out and mingle and be with people. So I'll show you how to do that and make a bit of a picture. So first, we're going to start with a single one. So we've got our shakers right here. And as usual, we need a bit of a lime juice in it. I know, just because we're working on our vitamin D doesn't mean that we're, let me take this over here so you can see what I'm doing. There, you got a much better shot of that. Yeah, so this way, there you go. I have to remember, the captain is always telling me, make sure people can see what you're doing. That makes sense. So I'm thinking about a quarter of a lime for this. And get this up out of the way. Put it in my nice bit of a squeezer here. And squeeze it in. Make sure it's faced the right way, or all those juices just come shooting back in your face. That can be a bit painful. So here we go. Squeezing that in. All those nice lime juices. That vitamin C in there. That's good. Now, you can obviously put more lime juice than just what I've done. But I'm also going to do a bit of muddling. That's what I'm going to take this. I'm going to squeeze down on that lime in there. Once again, trying to get as much of those juices to squeeze out of a little bit of lime juice and get the oils that are on the rind. I like to get those in there and makes things that much limier. All right. Put that over there. Now, I'm going to put in orgeat. What's that? Well, it's a simple syrup. On knowing this, it could be quite a bit. I'm going about a quarter of a teaspoon. It's very sweet. If I need more, I can always add more. If I want less, it's almost impossible to take it back out again. However, if that does happen, add a little bit more lime juice to sort of help balance it out. Now, as I said, there's a lot of rum that goes in one of these. So, because of our friends at Shipwreck, right here, I've got my dark rum, and I'm going to put that in. And I'm going to go for about 1.5 to 2 ounces. Try to make it match. There we go. That's about 1.5 of the dark stuff. Oh, it doesn't go in there. And I'm going to do some of that with the light stuff as well. Here we go. Get that in there. About the same amount. Let's say you don't like dark rum or spiced rum. Well, you can use all the silver you want, or the other way around. Or maybe you'd rather use a bit of coconut rum. A lot of people use coconut rum when they're making the Mai Tai. So either way is good. Oh, it already smells good. All right. Now, I like a little bit of pineapple juice in mine. It helps to dilute all of the rum you have in there. Some people like to use things like apple juice. Well, not apple juice, but orange juice. That's it. A bit of orange juice in there. I'm going to measure this out to about 2 ounces. Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of orange juice, I'm going to use some triple sec in it. I'll probably only use about an ounce of triple sec. Remember, adjust to what you like. You don't like triple sec, don't use it. It's that easy. Once again, drinks are very much of what you like. Try it, experiment. I mean, what else are you going to be doing? Try not to get too drunk when you're experimenting with these, because then you forgot what you did, and write stuff down. It's like, oh, that was too much. Make sure you write down. So, oh, that was too much lime, or that was too much of the orgeat. Basically, it's almond simple syrup. So the almond simple syrup, if you got too much of that, you use less. Some people, instead of using that, will use grenadine, the stuff we made before. And quite possibly, they'll use just a regular simple syrup. They won't even use that. So we've got all of our ingredients together, but we need some ice in there to make it nice and cold. So I've got my nice big ice cube, and I'm going to put in one of my smaller ones. If I can find it here. There we go. My smaller ones in there. Put this on. And then, of course, we're going to shake. It doesn't take a big shake. And you can feel the whole thing getting colder and colder. Oh, this is going to be nice. It helps to break up the ice cubes when they're in there as well. And we just squeeze it out. Look at that. It's nice and frothy in there. There we go. And now we need our glass, our mug, whatever we're going to use. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, because I haven't done this before, I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to break it up inside here. So it's nice crushed ice. There we go. It's starting to go now. Some of that in there, some crushed ice. And now, pour it in. I need my strainer. I'm not going to strain it, but I don't want to put a big one in there, but I want some of that smaller stuff. Yeah, the smaller chunks to slide in there. There we go. Ah, beautiful. Yeah. And we keep the lime rind in here as well. Now to garnish it, there's many ways to garnish it. So you can use the maraschino cherries, you can use a bit of pineapple slices, all kinds of things. I'm going to use a bit of mint. Got a nice mint plant, and also to help release some of the oils from the mint plant. I'll put that in there. Makes it look pretty. Under my straw. So. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. You can have way too much of that without really noticing it. And now we're going to make our big batch. And you'll notice a couple of differences that we do. First, we're not going to shake this up. Get rid of some of these. That's the nice thing about being outside. You have too many ice cubes, you just toss them into the yard or into the water, wherever you need to go. So for this one, I'm gonna definitely want more lime juice. Got to have the lime juice. I mean, why else do you call us limeys, right? There we go. So we'll get that in there. Squeeze that. So if you're doing a tailgating like you're going to a Jimmy Buffett concert, it's nice to have one of these with a lot. You can share it with individuals very easy. So I've noticed a lot of places that you go to, you share things. So you want to make sure you've got plenty of good stuff to share with them as well. All right. Want another lime in there, because that's just not going to be enough. Go another lime, half. Oh yeah, that was a nice juicy one. In you go. I'm gonna toss that in, because I'm gonna muddle these as well. Muddling's a lot of fun. Good upper arm workouts as well. Yeah. You know, with Memorial Day coming and people are going to be doing a lot of outdoor stuff, barbecues, this is a good thing to have. There we go. All right. Now where's my muddler? There we go. Just squeezing it up a little bit more, just to get a wee bit more flavors in there. Now, of course, we're going to have to put a wee bit more of the orgeat to get in there. So I'm going to go with a full tablespoon, a full ounce right here. That's not a tablespoon, it's an ounce. A full ounce of that stuff in there. And now I'm going to use a cup, that's right, a cup of my dark rum, my spiced dark rum. So you can go through the rum really fast this way. And of course, an ounce, excuse me, not an ounce, a cup of the silver. But it's really good because you're going to share it anyway. So, well, that's a lot to drink. And if you're going to drink it by yourself, you'd have definitely a bit of a problem. Oh, look at that. All right, so what do we just put in there? We put in the dark rum, the silver, and now we need to put in the triple sec. So for the triple sec, that's about a half a cup. So here we go with a half a cup of triple sec. Alrighty. And now, like before, I like to add some pineapple juice. Kind of, now you don't want to be drinking all day, but something like this can really knock you out. So you got to be careful. And yes, I'm using these because these cans I can use as much as I want, and then I don't have a whole lot of pineapple juice sitting around going, well, what am I going to do with that? So let's put about 3 of these 6 ounces. So that's about, what, 18 ounces or so that we're using. That's pretty good. So there you go. Now, obviously, you can't shake this up. No, we can't be out here shaking and shaking in this. And I don't want to put ice in this right now, because if I put the ice in, it'll just get all diluted in the ice, will melt off and things like that. So I'm going to save that for later. So what I need is my bar spoon. Here we go. And I'm just going to stir it up. You notice I left the limes in there. Now, when you're ready to serve this and you're ready to get it cold, and and you don't want to put in a whole bunch of ice. And you said, well, if I put all the ice in, it's just going to dilute it. It's going to make it weak, and it's just not going to be any good. Take frozen fruit. That's right. Freeze some fruit, like some apples or berries. You know, any kind of fruit that's frozen, you can put that in there and that'll make it nice and cold. And the fruit will start to take in all of the wonderful rum flavors that are in here. So those will taste great as well. There we go. So basically, you're done with this. So put in the refrigerator or wherever you go. Maybe, you know, get it nice and cold that way. So let's say, all right, it's time to make the drinks. So now I can put my ice in here. Put some of my nice round ones in there. You know what? I'll take at least one of these round ones. I'm going to try to break it up. We'll see how good that goes. See if this works any better than the other one. There we go. Those chunks in there. All right. Now we take our drink right there and pour it in. Fill it up. This is something I did forget to do for my first one. I'll remember to do it for this one because I don't want to add it in here. And that's the dark rum, like a 151, really dark and strong one. So I'll take a little bit of it and I just pour it on the back of the spoon, and then it floats right up on top. I'm gonna do that with my one that I made earlier. There we go. Take my 151 and just float it on the top a little bit. I put it on the back of the spoon. It gives it a chance to go on the top much more gently, and it's more likely to stay on the top than it is to pour it down inside the drink. So that's why we do that. There we go. Oh yeah. And now I can add my garnish, which is going to be another bit of mint. This one doesn't want to go. There we go. Smack it down. Now, one of the reasons you put a garnish, especially one like mint, is so that as you're drinking it, you're also smelling it. So you smell the mint coming up, and then as you drink it, yeah, that definitely gets it. So you get a bit of, just a wee bit of that mint. Now let's say you want more mint in it for some reason. That mint simple syrup that we talked about before, you can put that in there. That'll sweeten it up. Maybe you use the mint simple syrup instead of the almond simple syrup, or you use the grenadine simple syrup. There's different ways of doing the drink. You got to do it the way you like it and taste it and say, you know what? That needs more lime, or that needs more rum, or that needs more ice. Whatever you think you need, go ahead and add it. Try it, experiment. And if you make something that says, well, this just tastes terrible, dump it out and try again. That's one of the beauties of this, is you get to keep trying. Well, that's two ways to make the Mai Tai. Our garnish is kind of settled into the drink, but that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're ready to go and you're ready to have a party and you can invite anyone, and yeah, that includes the captain, because I guess he is the captain. And remember, when wine, whiskey, and song become too much, give up singing. I'm Redlegs, and this has been Redlegs Drinks.